Let's consider this scenario. If there is an alien out there, would there be any Muslim alien? Well, the short answer is absolutely yes. For the longer answer, let's first consider this comment. In the hypothetical case that human life was discovered in another planet with different religions, would the event dispose the authenticity of religion? Why wouldn't the religious God have revealed the absolute truth to the humans in the other planet? In justness, in other planet they should have the Quran or the Bible too. Do you accept my argument? Okay, so basically there's several points there, but essentially we get the idea. Let's consider if there is an alien species out there, or he said humans in other planets, right? So something similar to us. Now, I can only comment based on Islamic teachings. I cannot comment on behalf of Christianity, Judaism, or any other religion. So this is not a generic answer. This is precisely based on Islamic teaching, based on the Quran. Number one, for this world, in this world, there are two species or two creation that is explicitly mentioned that are required to obey God. That is human being and also jinn. Jinn have their own, it is unseen to us, and they have their own society, etc. Right? So we don't know much about them, but we know as much as what is being revealed. So the obligation for both of these is to obey God, meaning that for human being, right, for human being, we know the truth from the prophets and messengers that have been sent with the message conveyed to us, and then we know, okay, this is the truth, this is the commands, this is the criteria, this is the obligations, etc. And we can choose to obey, to submit, or we can all choose to reject, disobey. So the same thing goes with the jinn. Of course, we do not know who is the prophets, etc. Because it is not relevant to us. It is not mentioned in detail how, meaning is the messenger, etc. But in the Quran we have Surah Al-Jinn that give some overview or some idea that there are some jinn that are Muslim, that obey and submit to God, and there are jinn that is doing damages, doing bad things, etc. That is kufur, just like human being. So we know that, knowing that, if there are any creation that are being given choice to obey or disobey, for sure there will be message delivered by messenger or prophets to them. For human being, we know it's among human being that is selected as prophets and sent the message. For jinn, we do not know, but the same concept would apply. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair if they do not have the message and suddenly they are rewarded or punished. And other creation in this world is not being given choice whether to obey or disobey, because they are being created to obey all the time without any choice, right? For example, whatever it is, the rock, the plants, the animals, etc. So they obey the sunnatullah with the nature that Allah have given them. That's how they live. They cannot disobey that nature that is created for them. The only creation in this world that is mentioned to have the choice to disobey or obey is human being and jinn. Now, that is the concept in Islam. So if Allah actually created some other creation out there, some alien creation that is also given choice to obey or disobey, for certain, for sure, definitely there will be messages sent down to them as well, and hence the test whether they want to accept the truth, submit and obey, or reject the truth and disobey, and punishment and reward, right? So in Islam that is clear, but the question here, would there be a Quran or Bible there? So I wouldn't touch on the Bible because let Christian answer that. I will answer for Quran. Now, Muslim, or those who submit to God, is not just those who follow the Quran. For us now, from the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam until the end, of course, because that's the last prophet and that's the last message in the Quran. So for the Muslim who submit and obey God, there are those who follow the Quran. That's clear. But before that, those who follow Nabi Isa, Prophet Isa, Jesus, and Injil. And before that, those who follow Moses or Musa and Taurat, and those who follow Dawood or David and Zabur, etc., etc. Right? So all the prophets are being given revelation, are being given message, etc., and they deliver it. So those who submit, those who follow the instruction, those are the Muslim, those are those who submit and obey to God. Understanding that it's not just the Quran, because Quran is for this time frame from Prophet Muhammad SAW until the end, because that's the last prophet. But before that, there's a different book, there's this different message, etc. For jinn, we do not know. Of course, in the Quran, it is mentioned in Surah Jinn, how jinn, some jinn, when they heard the Quran, they are affected by it. Sure. But when they say about the Muslim among jinn, etc., so for sure, because throughout this time, there will be messages, etc., to them as well. If, hypothetically, if there's an alien out there, there will be messages out there as well, right? So whatever the name is, because we know for us in this world, we have the Quran, Taurat, Injil, Zabur, right? We know those by names. The rest, the other messages, we do not know. When it is not mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, we do not know. But our responsibility is not to know everything, right? You cannot demand Allah. Unless I know all the books or all the name of the Prophet from the beginning until the end, only will I submit. Because each people, when each Prophet comes to them, it is sufficient enough of proof with the miracles to show that they are indeed prophets of God. So that's enough for you to know that you have to submit, right? And whatever information given to you, to those people in that time, is sufficient for them to comply with what they need to comply with. So there are lessons to be learned from the previous prophets in the Quran, but it doesn't tell everything, because that is sufficient. What is being told is sufficient. So we are not being told about any alien out there, etc. But if there are, obviously there will be revelation there as well. And what's the name, etc., we do not know. So that should settle for this question about the alien and whether the same religion would be sent there or not. For sure, Allah will be sending messengers and the message to obey God, and whether it be Quran or Injil and Zabur or whatever, that's based on the prophets, etc. So same goes there, right? So, and I will go to the end of this comment. Just want to touch upon a little bit more. Would the creator of the creation of the miracle of life and death punish me for not harming life, love, joy, happiness? So this is quite interesting. Some people do ask this kind of question, and I think there's a problem in understanding, especially if you are asking Muslim about Islam. I'm not talking about any other religion, I'm talking about Islam. Is it fair that you are saying that God is punishing me? For example, they are saying, right, I'm just living my life, love, having joy, happiness, etc. Should I be punished by that or for that? My answer is this: no, God do not punish you for that. I repeat, God do not punish you for having, beautiful life, for loving, for happiness. No. God may punish you for rejecting the truth. God may punish you for not acknowledging Him as the master, as the creator. So, it's not because you are living your life as a good person that you're being punished. No. We are not talking as such. We're saying that when the truth is being presented to you and you reject it, that's where the danger of being punished come from. It's not about, living your life in a good way, etc., right? So in the Quran, it's very clear about this, right? All the punishment is about kufur, it's about kafir, about kuffar. It's not about you haven't heard any message and suddenly punishment come to you. Never have that being the case. Alright, so that's it. I hope this is an interesting enough conversation or discussion. Alright, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.